course, all Loveland residents are totally thrilled about the upcoming rollout of AMI smart meters in Loveland, right? Wrong. That rollout is going to create a whole new level of wireless radiation on top of what we already have, and it's wrong for Loveland. And I'll address that at a later time. I think I've probably said enough words about the safety of cell towers and citizens in Loveland, and really appreciate the city and City Manager Adams letting me know today that the ball got rolling for starting to consider the whole issue, and there was a meeting held today, so that's great. You have all heard the residents of Art Space come up here and talk about the harms that they've experienced subject to the 5G tower on the roof of their building. What I thought would be good between now and the study session would be to actually start talking about some of the thousands of peer-reviewed studies and other articles that have been done about the biological effects of wireless radiation. And today I was going to start with the effects on our pollinator population, because we had the pollinator group here a few weeks ago talking about the disappearance of pollinators in Loveland and beyond, and because there was recently an article, a front page article in the Sunday Denver Post, which was entitled Bug Apocalypse, and how one group is approaching that whole issue. Einstein said when the bees disappear, the extinction of mankind will be within 4 years. So this is serious stuff. So this is a short article I'm going to read you as quickly as I can, called 5G Cell Towers Cause Massive Insect Decline on the Greek Island of Samos by Diana Cordes, EDM and MA, who lives in Samos, Greece. February 2022. In 2017, a major German study found that flying insects had decreased over 75% in protected areas over the previous 27 years, while ruling out climate change and pesticides. In 2021, the bumblebee was declared extinct in 9 U.S. states. Insects, including pollinators, are diminishing rapidly worldwide, yet governments, NGOs, the mainstream media, and even many scientists are refusing to consider the effects of RF radiation despite an enormous body of evidence. I'm going to run out of time, but the area that they lived in experienced a drop of 80 to 90% of all species of insects on that Greek island.
And David, thank you. Your
and I will finish that up next time I speak.
And City Manager, maybe we could connect David with Kevin Gertek regarding AMI meters. All right, great, super.
I've been in touch with, what's his name? I don't think it was Kevin.
City, yeah, I think, yeah.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Kevin is in the back row there. He'll pass a card to Mr. Goldberg.
Okay,
and make sure
thank you. And we have started looking into it. There's differences of opinion of what the effects are going to be, or how much, or what type of meters are going to be used, but trying to get to the bottom of that.
All right. Kevin's your guy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Do we have any additional people wishing to speak at public comment?
Good evening, councilors. Linda Rosa, Ward 2, Loveland. At the last council meeting, several councilors berated the Trust Commission presenters over their survey, claiming, among other things, that it was not scientific. Well, I'm here to tell you that there is no such thing as a scientific survey. There's no scientific method used in surveys. When the city purchased a survey earlier this year that claimed to be scientific, council should have questioned that claim and the company as suspicious. Turns out this company also claims to have had a data science laboratory with the NRC. Well, they aren't referring to the much esteemed National Research Council of the National Academies, but to some business called National Research Center, Inc. That's very naughty. And for some $30,000, I think it was, council gets to compare Loveland's results with the results of this company's other customers, however many that may be. But let's compare the Trust Commission survey to two recent surveys conducted by the City of Loveland itself. There was a survey regarding the proposed hike in the city sales tax. That survey should have been neutral according to law, but the city hired people who advertised themselves as push pollers, guaranteeing to get desired results, including passage of tax issues. This survey was split into two groups to test for the most persuasive wording for that ballot language. The split created a risible margin of error of 6%. Worse, this biased survey result stayed on the city's website until Election Day in violation of the state's Fair Election Practices Act. And in all, this whole mess cost taxpayers over $130,000. Then we have the problematic police survey that's currently before citizens. One of its problems is, like the sales tax survey, the selection of answers that citizens can choose from are weighted towards positive results. One question has no negative options at all from which to choose. When pointed out, city staff claimed that this is a small issue, that in order to protect the integrity of the survey, the errors would not be corrected. But what integrity, I ask? Compared to the city's junk surveys, the Trust Commission survey is a shining paragon of integrity. Its raw data of citizen comments is a gold mine. The message here is that the Trust Commission deserves a sincere apology from the City Council for maligning their honest survey and its solid results. Their effort merits a fair consideration from Council.
Thank you, Linda. I'm not seeing any lights, so no questions. Additional public comment.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. I'm Jerry Westbrook at 2724 Lockbuoy Circle. We have lived in Loveland for 48 years. And during that time, I served on the school board for 12 and a half years, served as president for 8 and a half years. I also served on the United Way Board of Larimer County and served as president, and also president of the Colorado Association of School Boards and numerous other organizations associated with the school district. I am here tonight to primarily address the Pulliam Building. It's my understanding that there is no money in the current budget for the continuation or for the refurbishing of the Pulliam Building.
Hold on one second, Jerry, and please pause the clock. City Manager.
I just would like to inquire, since this is an element that would probably be discussed in our budget item, which comes later this evening, if it's more appropriate to have those comments.
Well, that's a good point. Do we anticipate, let me ask Council, do we anticipate a discussion on Pulliam?
I'll say yes.
Okay, then Jerry, we're going to ask you to wait.
Let me tell you this. You made my day. Thank you.
So thank you, Jerry. Nice to see you. Is there additional public comment on items not on the agenda?
Kathy Wright, Ward 2. I did not hear you guys say that you were not going to do anything that the Trust Commission recommended. What I saw when I was here for it was the mayor suggested a rule of 4. There's already a rule of 4 on the Code of Ethics. So I was sitting there thinking, why isn't anybody saying there's already a rule of 4 on the Code of Ethics? And what I heard being said was that with the various information that has come in through the police study, the Trust Commission, the surveys, that staff was going to pull some information together for you guys to look at that sort of brought it all together, so you're not doing the thing that drove me the craziest was when we did things all over the place instead of coming together and thinking through things completely and succinctly. So I did not hear you guys say that throw out the Trust Commission's work. What I heard you say was that you're going to pull all these different methods of input together and really look at it in a serious way. And again, there's already a rule of 4 out there for what the mayor had asked some time back. So I just wanted to tell you what I observed. And the Trust Commission did good work and deserves to be thanked, and I saw lots of people thanking them. It was weird to me when I read in the paper that you didn't thank them, because I heard every single one of you thank them. I was sitting here. So I just wanted to clarify what I saw and heard.
Thank you, Kathy. Nice to see your passion. I think, City Manager, your light is on. Did you want to give an update at all on the...
Madam Mayor and Council, the only thing I would say is that I did send you all out an email about this topic and believe it's been covered.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
George Garclives, Loveland. Contrary, can we start the clock or? Thank you. Contrary to what the previous person said, when I was here 2 weeks ago, what I did not see was the City Council saying, we will, as a council, take a look at what the Trust Commission presented. The can was kicked down the road. And as far as I can tell, there was a suggestion that Mr. Adams would look at things and try to put stuff together, but Mr. Adams is not the elected person that is supposed to be doing the directing and governing in the city. You are. And when the City Council put together the charter for the Trust Commission and then said, we're not going to look at it, we're going to let somebody else look at it, that's a failure of governance, plain and simple. You kick the can down the road, you let somebody else maybe take a look at it, and you abrogated your responsibilities. And that is an abject failure of government. And you folks have to live with it. I don't understand why. There was absolutely no demand from the Trust Commission that you accept everything. But you didn't even say, we'll look at it as a council. And that is disappointing. When government fails in what it's supposed to do, that's what you're elected to do. And you said, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to let somebody else do it. You guys have to live with that. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a light on, George. Do you have a question?
George, did you happen to read the original resolution that was passed by council?
It was quite a while ago, yes.
Okay. You sure you read that? Because there was clear direction given to the city manager and to the Trust Commission regarding a lot of the issues that have come up that night. So the city manager, and most of council, actually all of council was aware of it. The city manager had the ability to implement any recommendations from the Trust Commission from the very first meeting up to September 30th, when their official date was ended by resolution unless extended. If there were items on that he felt were beyond what the city manager was able to do, he had permission to bring those items back to the city council at any point in time.
Point of order.
Yeah, we're doing
And
questions
so I'm just-
here, not
Well,
giving
he said he read,
commentary.
and I'm just trying to put this to bed. So I would ask the grace just to finish.
I think
The
I
city
have-
manager
I have
had
a
issued
point-
reports on that
I have
throughout
a point
the
of
episode.
order on the
point of
table.
order, and I, point is well
Madam Mayor,
taken. This is meant
And
to.
with all respect to
this is
Councilman
intent-
Overcash, right now is the time for clarifying questions, not
Yeah.
and I'm just saying that's what my point of order on is, that it's time for clarifying questions.
And your point is well taken. All right, thank you, George. Appreciate you being here.
If Mr. Overcash
He ha-
if there's something that I said that Mr. Overcash did not understand, and he has a clarifying question, I'd be happy to answer
I
that.
think-
But questioning whether or not I read something I think is out of order, and I don't appreciate that. I still thank you for your time.
Thank you, George. All right, is there additional public comment from chambers?
Kathy Bullard, Ward 2. I, as well as Kathy Wright, heard the platitudes of thank you from most of the members of the council. Actions speak louder than words. I, as one of the Trust Commission members, am waiting for action. Mr. Adams did not encourage us, certainly, to bring anything before council, nor did he. That's, I don't know what to say about that. But members of the Trust Commission really heard from several members of City Council exactly what you think of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Is there additional public comment from inside chambers? All right, we'll go to our phone-in public comment. Adriana, do we have any phone-in public comment?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Users, if you would like to speak during general public comment, please choose the raise your hand feature. Per council's policy, you must have your video on during public comment. As the moderator calls on the user's name, please accept the pop-up request on your screen to become a panelist. The meeting will automatically rejoin you as a panelist, and you may turn on your video, then begin your public comment. You must be ready to accept the pop-up window request from the moderator when called on. User with the name Catherine Barrett, please accept the request to become a panelist. Catherine, please turn on your video and begin your public comment.
We can see you. If you'd unmute yourself, please. You're still muted. There you go.
There we go. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead, Catherine.
Thank you. Catherine Barrett, Ward 1. At our CTC presentation, there was some concern expressed regarding the quality of our analysis. And so I sent an email to the council and to Councilor Foley, attaching some raw survey comments that were attributed to Councilor Foley by name and some by association. I didn't receive a response from anyone, so I wanted to follow up tonight to ask you, and the reason for my email to Councilor Foley was really to ask all of you to take a look at the raw comments. As Linda Rosa said tonight, those are a goldmine of the pulse of Loveland community. And if you could take, it took me just 1 hour to go through all of those comments to verify the comments that were attributed to Councilor Foley. If you could take 1 hour to read those comments, I think that you would find a better understanding of the issues that have eroded trust in our community. The September 20th agenda packet has all of those raw comments in attachment 3, beginning on page 326. Again, it took me 1 hour. So we just ask you to do that. The second reason for my comment tonight is I'd like to revisit CTC's recommendation 1.24. That was that the city released the internal affairs report regarding Karen Garner's arrest and that investigation. There are 4 reasons for that. One is that officers whose reputations were maligned need to have an opportunity to have that report released so that they can speak about their experience and their perspective of the investigation. 2, we are about to hire a new police chief. I don't think we want that police chief saddled with that as his or her starting position with the city of Loveland. 3, we owe an apology to Karen Garner and her family. And as other counselors have stated, once that's released, we might be in a position to be able to offer that apology. And last but not least, it's tearing the Band-Aid off. Once the city of Loveland understands what happened, what went wrong, what has been addressed, what has been changed, it can begin to heal. And healing is important. And that's how you get trust in this community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Catherine. Councillor Sampson, you have your light on. Did you have a question?
I do. A clarifying question, actually. I appreciate your comments, Catherine, but my question's for the city manager, or city attorney. If that's...
We probably have the same one. Go ahead.
Well, you go first, Mayor.
No, you go.
When will the IA be released?
Madam Mayor?
Yes, please go ahead.
Councilmember Sampson, we don't have a definite date on that. One of the things we're waiting for is a final ruling by the judge in the district court. All of the briefings are complete, so we're just waiting for a decision from the judge at this point.
How close?
Point of order.
Right?
How close?
Madam Mayor, point of order.
What is your...
To be fair to all, that was not a clarifying question. That was a direct on question itself. There was nothing brought up about when it was going to be released or anything else. So I find it not to be a clarifying question.
Well, we usually do ask the city manager. Part of the instructions are that we will direct the city manager for resolution.
But the statement was, I have a clarifying question, and it wasn't a clarified question.
Okay, so I have if I could retract that, I have a question seeking resolution from the city manager or city attorney.
Yeah. So I think you did get your answer.
I think probably the rest needs to be addressed in the
judges.
new business item.
So perhaps, city attorney, you could make sure we keep Catherine Barrett apprised of when that report is available. And I also want a copy. So, yes.
Madam Mayor, we are aware that the community is interested and council, and we will provide that as soon as we are able to.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. Is there additional phone-in public comment?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. User by the name Jessica Schneider, please accept the pop-up to become a panelist. Ms. Schneider, you may turn on your video and begin your public comment.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and almost see you. It's kind of a dark background, Jessica.
Sorry, I'm outside. What I'm trying to do is read my resignation letter from the Community Trust Commission. And the reason I wanted to read that is because I am aware that Councilor Olson hasn't answered questions about why he said that the Community Trust Commission was hijacked in regards to Tara Hillebrand's request that he do so. He requested that people, or that she ask people who have resigned why they resigned, and also to watch the meetings. I'm not sure if Councilor Olson is aware that she was in all of those meetings. So I hope you are aware of that. Now, Councilor Olson and I look forward to your answer. Just to share my resignation letter. Dear Trust Commissioners, I am sad to report that I am resigning from the Community Trust Commission in protest. This is not due to your actions. I have appreciated getting to know all of you. I see your sincere dedication and effort to make, increase, and/or restore trust in our community. Unfortunately, I do not see the same effort being provided by the City Council majority, senior city staff, or the police department. I am particularly shocked today, and that day was June 14th, I think, or 15th. There is yet another excessive use of force incident in that our city manager, who's been charged with the crime by our district attorney, has zero consequences and continues not taking any authoritative authority he has to remedy the situation. It is beyond time for swift action to be taken by these city leaders to restore trust in our community. They have had the power all along. While I had hoped that my efforts as a commissioner would not be in vain, I no longer have any doubt that they are, because these leaders do not want change. So I am sad to do this, and I am grateful for all of you. I see your hard work and the good you bring to the table. Thank you. Sincerely, Jessica Schneider.
Thank you, Jessica. Are there any questions? Seeing none. Thank you, Jessica. Adriana, do we have additional phone-in public comment?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do not see any more raised hands.
All right, thank you. We will close public comment.